cooking circles aspect of women coming together in the community and cooking together hasn't quite turned out the way it did in Australia. How has that come about, and how has that affected you on the project?
The initial idea was that women would be able to ask Berta and ask friends of hers to invite friends of theirs into their homes and to cook together, and potentially that one noisy truck, potentially that they would then invite friends of theirs into their home and be able to cook together, and the idea being that women could build a bit of a network and just get to know a few more people in the area. Bedois, the area that we're staying, Bacora on the outskirts of Dili, is my understanding is that there are quite a few families or individuals who've moved here from districts around the country, and so might not have such a strong network as people who've lived here for a couple of years, for example. So that was the idea behind it. I think there's been a lot of things. I think it's a good idea, and I still think it has merit. And other people have said the same. The reality of that has been that Berta's explained to me that she prefers to invite people into her home who are foreigners, but who've been introduced to her through existing friends. Or family who come and stay here. So even distant cousins, if they need a place to stay or they have to come to Dili for a short visit or for a longer stay for work or study, they come and stay at the home, and that's the expectation. So the way that's affected us, I guess, in the project here is we've run with it. Been doing cooking in smaller groups than anticipated, but doing cooking also on a much more regular basis. So cooking and following Berta around the kitchen and the yard and to the markets has been what we've done more regularly, and that's worked really nicely. Boa tarde. That's worked really nicely. Because it's actually meant that we've been in the kitchen cooking with the men of the family who do cook and can cook, but probably less so on a regular basis. So Anu, my Timorese brother here, explained to me that making fish soup last week was his first shot at making fish soup, and he's actually always wanted to be in the kitchen, which may be unusual, but he was really thrilled to be in the kitchen and be chatting with us in front of a video and just getting involved in the action. And the younger kids who are here, I shouldn't call them kids, but the younger people here in the household, young men, young women, they've been speaking a little bit of English and chatting a bit that way, which I think has been cool. So overall, it hasn't had the networking and that social networking side. What it has meant though is I guess a bit of a network between foreigners. So for example, tonight we've got some guests coming from who are Australians. They're coming over to visit. They've been invited by Berta and another Australian who lives across the road here. And the other side has been the dynamic with men, which I didn't expect. I imagined that there'd be much greater segregation between men and women in the kitchen and when it comes to the cooking process. So those two things have been really refreshing.